Information from RFSU about menstruation. Menstruation, or your period, is a kind of bleeding that comes from your vagina about once a month. This means that you are sexually mature. The first period comes when you reach puberty, usually between 12 and 14 years of age, but you can also first get it when you're 9 or 16. If you haven't had your first period by the time you're 16 or 17, you should see a doctor. Period discharge is made up of blood, an unfertilized egg, and the mucus lining of the uterus. After your period, your body builds up a new mucus lining. Usually your period lasts for 3 to 7 days and has different colors. At the beginning, it's often light red or pinkish, and at the end, a darker red or brown. It can also contain clumps. Variations in color and consistency are completely natural. You usually only bleed between 20 and 80 milliliters during your period, although often it feels like a lot more. Feminine hygiene products are used to protect your clothes from the blood. You can buy panty liners, napkins, and tampons in places like grocery stores, kiosks, or drugstores. There's also a feminine hygiene product you can use several times. It's called a menstrual cup, period cup, or diva cup, and it can be bought in a drugstore or online. Your menstrual cycle is counted from the first day of your period until you get your next period. The length of the cycle varies, but it usually lasts about 28 days. At about the midway point, ovulation occurs. This is when the egg loosens from the fallopian tube and drifts down towards the vagina. It then leaves your body as part of the menstrual discharge. During the days you're ovulating, your egg can become fertilized by sperm. If a fertilized egg attaches to the mucus lining of the uterus, it won't get ejected and you won't have any menstrual bleeding. If you don't get your period as usual and you've had sex without contraception, it could mean that you're pregnant. A missed period can also be the result of something else. If your period doesn't come for a longer time, you can go to a maternity clinic or women's health center to find out why. During your period, your uterus contracts. This can hurt a little, and these are called cramps. If you have bad cramps during your period, it can mean you have a disease, for example, endometriosis. Endometriosis is common and something that happens to about 1 in 10 women. If you have bad cramps, or if you're bleeding so much that you feel listless, you can go to a health clinic to get help and be examined if necessary. There are pills you can take that will make you bleed less. It's not dangerous to have sex during your period. Menstruation is different for everyone, and it can also vary in the same person from one time to another. If something feels different, you can go to a health clinic or maternity clinic.